A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development on July 23, 2025, Russia expressed expectations that upcoming peace talks with Ukraine and Istanbul would be difficult, casting a shadow over hopes for a resolution to the ongoing conflict that has persisted for over 3 years. The delegations from both nations have departed for Istanbul, where discussions are slated to begin later in the evening. The last encounters between the two sides in Istanbul, held in May and June, resulted in limited agreements focused primarily on prisoner exchanges and the return of soldiers' bodies. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov conveyed a somber outlook, stating, "No one expects an easy road. It will be very difficult." This sentiment reflects the stark reality of the negotiations, as both nations have entrenched positions regarding the end of hostilities. Ukraine, led by former Defense Minister Rustem Umerov, has indicated a desire to address the release of prisoners and potentially set the stage for a future meeting between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin. However, Moscow has signaled that substantial groundwork must be laid before any discussions about a meeting between the two leaders can occur. The last direct talks between Zelensky and Putin took place in 2019, and significant differences remain unresolved. The backdrop to these negotiations is the ongoing violence that has escalated since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. This conflict has devastated large parts of eastern and southern Ukraine, resulting in the deaths of tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians alike. Russia's demands for Ukraine to concede control over 4 regions it annexed in September 2022 have been met with firm resistance from Kiev, which has deemed such demands unacceptable. Ukraine has also ruled out any negotiations concerning territorial integrity until a ceasefire is established, firmly rejecting Russia's claims over Crimea, which was annexed in 2014. The stakes are high as U.S. President Donald Trump recently issued a warning to Russia, granting it a 50-day ultimatum to end the war or face severe sanctions. Despite ongoing pressure from Washington, the Kremlin has shown little willingness to compromise on its terms. In terms of leadership, Ukraine's delegation will be headed by Umerov, while the Kremlin has appointed political scientist Vladimir Medinsky, who previously led the Russian team in earlier negotiations. Medinsky's influence has been questioned, with Ukrainian officials labeling him a mere figurehead in the negotiations. The talks are taking place amid an increase in military activity, with reports indicating that Russia has intensified its bombardment of Ukrainian towns and cities. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that Russia launched 71 drones targeting 4 regions in Ukraine between late Tuesday and early Wednesday. Additionally, the Russian Defense Ministry announced the capture of the village of Verekine in the northern Sumy region of Ukraine. As the international community watches closely, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has urged both sides to keep the channels of dialogue open, emphasizing the necessity of communication in resolving the conflict. The world awaits the outcome of these crucial talks, with the hope that they might pave the way for a lasting peace. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.